All right. Here we are, Warren. We finally made it happen.
We made it, dude.
It's been, to say the least, a very insane afternoon. First off, when we came in here, there was literally a squatter that both Warren and I had to kick out. And then it wound up being that they were renting the back part of this film house. It was an Airbnb, and they had the rights to be there, but we still kicked them out nevertheless. That was fun. And then, and then, you know, we went ahead and started playing the stuff, only to find out later that the camera needed a memory card. So that was exciting.
That was
easy. And yeah, it was. So there we were with that doozy in hand, and we had to go out there and then out of our way to buy one because I didn't have another one.
Yep.
And then Warren finally says, dude, I have the munchies. So what better way to fucking celebrate than go by Wendy's? So we did Wendy's. That was so pretty good. Bomb.
Yeah,
you know?
It was.
And then that's the deal. But I'm super delighted today, man, because I have another wonderful show, Almost Famous Radio Podcast. Yours truly, Jim Francis Mesa. This is the second one I've done today in a different format or formality. Earlier I did it virtually. And today I have the distinct honor. I mean, if you guys like a one-man show or a guy that can really electrify and like a stage, the guy is unbelievable. This dude, his band, he's got a one-man band. He can play every instrument, okay?
You're too kind.
And it's unreal because to me, it's like I could barely started learning how to play the guitar early on, and I could barely play guitar and juggle with guitar and singing if I ever did sing. But my man needs almost no introduction. You've been playing up and down the Hollywood circuit, you guys. This band is unbelievable. Please just give it up for my good friend now, right? We spend the whole day.
Yeah, we're friends now, bro.
Warren with the band Dracula, DRQLA, as only he would do it, bro.
Hipster style, bro.
What's up, man? Guy hails all the way from Singapore.
Yeah.
But he's been out here for a while, and I think we're going to keep him. His material is unique. His band sound quality, it takes you in different directions, but it's mainly pretty heavy metal. Or how would you classify your music genre, bro?
I would say it's a cross between industrial rock, metal, and hard rock, dude.
I love it. It's got all the like elements of a great band. And
thank you, bro.
You know, I know that a lot of it is in the vein of like Nine Inch Nails. You were inspired by Trent Reznor and
absolutely.
And then we said also Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And so bands like that, I could totally hear you channeling that through your band, bro.
Thank you.
And your voice is unique, and it's really fucking edgy. Your band is pretty badass.
I appreciate it.
As I said, thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, thanks for having me, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
I have these cue cards, because I want to make this like the Tonight Show, like I said, only better. 2.0, right? It's just jacked up on steroids.
Right.
Woo! Let's get the party started. All right.
Let's go.
So, you said Dracula was born from a loathing of society, dude, and the human, condition. How do you channel those heavier themes without them consuming you on a personal basis, like personally?
I think Dracula touches a lot onto the aspects of the human condition. Personally, I've been let down by a lot of people who've claimed to have my best interests at heart. And when push came to shove, I found out that that simply wasn't true, and I was pretty much
shattered and disappointed.
Yeah, left in the cold, so to speak.
Yeah.
And to answer your question about how I do it without letting it come into my everyday life, I know I'm working with like dark magic here. I mean, I'm not gonna mince it. The topics are really
Heavy laden, man.
yeah, they're heavy. They come with a message, but a lot of it's compartmentalization. You have to. It's almost kind of like leaving your work at the door when you come home, right? And go ahead and live your life as it should, and everything else just pretty much stays on stage. And I try not to let it come home with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't work all the time.
Sure.
And, you have those off days where you're just like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that what you said is interesting because there are many people in this world that will let us down. As a matter of fact, I would dare say, and it's safe to say that there are more people that their sole interest is in themselves, in feeding their own ego.
Correct.
In like, if I what can you do for me? And that's
right.
where it's very like superficial.
Yeah.
And people are not invested really in the human person and like humanity. They're more invested in what can I do for myself.
Correct.
And so as a result, they tend to disappoint people that are real.
Correct.
The people that care about others, and then you get disheartened, and then it makes you into the person that it creates. It can have effects on you that you,
Correct.
like you said, you compartmentalize, you put in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But at some point they rear their ugly head, And in this point, you have channeled this through raw music, bro. And that is pretty badass, dude.
Thank you, bro.
It's an outlet. It's an outlet. Right?
I feel seen. Thanks.
Yeah. Now, as I just finished saying, this goes into my next question.
Yeah.
As a form of catharsis. That's kind of what it is, right? And you're able to just channel everything out, and the rebellion comes through that.
That's a strange one because, I'm not going to deny, it is catharsis, but to some degree, after the 100th or the 200th time, it's you just kind of ask yourself, how many times do I got to bang my head on the wall, to get that same level of catharsis back again? It's almost like you're addicted to it. You're looking for a new fix, right? And every dose that comes after that, it's just weaker than the original. So it is cathartic.
Yeah.
But also, certain days it doesn't quite hit that spot,
Right. So you would just say that while we're on this subject, it's sometimes we get desensitized.
Yeah.
Over time, it doesn't hit you the same way.
Yeah, I do. I get desensitized.
What is your intention, or better yet, your hope listeners will feel when they partake in your sort of chaos or organized chaos?
I want them to feel seen. I want them to know that someone out there, someone out there somewhere halfway across the world feels the same way they do. And if you've never, had that opportunity to stand up and get back against your violators and say, hey, I'm not taking that shit from you no more, right?
Yeah.
Then you can do it through me. I'll be that voice for you. You can live vicariously through me. And, and until then, when you find your own voice, then you can seek justice for yourself. And until then, I'll be here, in spirit for you.
I like that. It's almost like you're a mouthpiece for those silent voices, silent lambs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People that are able to, they keep taking it, but then it sort of helps them kind of make sense of the nonsense that they're going through.
Kind of, yeah.
And sort of say, oh wait, I'm not alone in this world. There's other people that are going through the same shit.
Yeah.
I like that, bro.
Thank you, dude.
Of course. Let's see. Okay. So when experimenting across various genres, I'm going to say, what's the balancing act between, variety and still keeping, Dracula, or keeping your brand to sound authentic to you anyway? to your liking?
With Dracula, I kind of take almost like a Bruce Lee style approach to it, where where I have no form like water, right? But obviously, there's going to be like a still defining traits of me,
Sure.
which is like
Sure.
the heavy distortions, the drums, the whatever.
Yeah.
But I try to tell myself to look beyond what I've been doing, because sometimes for me, like rock metal, it feels cliche, it feels like everything's been done and said
Right.
before.
Yeah.
There's only that much like a crazy and like that much shock that you can like put out there, right? So I get inspired by hip hop.
Yeah.
To me, hip hop's life. Pop. I train myself to expand beyond the my horizons and what I'm like used to, so I don't keep myself in that box. So to
Right.
speak.
That was gonna be my next question. You don't like to be boxed into a single genre. Isn't that wild?
It's like you know me already.
And you experience it's great because at the end of the day, everything's fluid, and
Yeah.
music is a variety of different instruments and different stuff, and it comes together so
Absolutely.
beautifully in a
Absolutely,
collective
dude.
way. And this is what you mastered already, bro, Warren, and you've made it into your own thing. And
Thank you.
sometimes it could be like, I often say I love jazz. It's just like jazz, it's
Yeah.
like almost like a play.
Yeah.
Each time it hits you different. Each
Yeah.
time you put it out different.
You find something new in
Yeah.
every listen.
Yeah, because otherwise you stay stagnant, right?
Exactly.
And you want to keep growing, so it's like an ever-evolving
Exactly.
ball of fire, bro.
I know.
Okay. How do you decide when a song needs sort of a twist to give form, shape to a song, versus keeping it just kind of straightforward?
I think I think intention is key when it comes to when you want to do something avant-garde, or you want to do something out of the norm, or something that like defies convention. You the caveat is that you can't just do it on a whim just because something strikes you, or you want to be unique, or
Okay.
yeah, cool, right? It's got to, for me, it's got to come with intention. It's got to have like a message, and I gotta be able to sleep with that, because when I make decisions on like a song, I tend to like sleep on it for a day, maybe sometimes even a week, or in extreme cases like a whole month, and then I go back to it and listen, and if it conveys the same feelings and intention that I wanted at that point when it was written, I'll be like, okay, so let's lock it in. This is exactly what I want it to sound like. And even if you don't get it, that's okay. But I get it. So it's not random nonsense, so to speak.
Yeah, it's not like fucking, just vomit.
Yeah, banging on pots and pans and just
you're not just doing that. Everything has meaning. and intention.
Exactly. You can't just throw stuff at the wall and hope
See what sticks.
See what sticks. That's at least that's not how I work.
Yeah, because you don't want to fit. In other words, what you don't want to be like, you don't want your song to just be a song that's going to tickle the ears of certain people.
Yeah.
You want it to have a strong message, and it's a message that obviously conveys how you feel about whatever you want to talk about in that precise moment. And it has to be something you can go to sleep at night with, knowing fully well that it's within your conventions or whatever you thought this is right, and not just some song that's going to be, this is going to be catchy, and that's why I'm putting it out.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. I mean, I could have put it better. That's yeah.
Do you find that, Warren, that in today's society, there's a lot, granted, there's a lot of more indie music being pumped out. Do you find that within the underground world, clearly, you kind of, most people find their niche or find their way of putting out their stuff, and it's always unique, or it's not. Maybe it's probably along the conventions of the world, whatever people are listening to now.
Whatever's safe, accepted.
Or accepted and safe. Keep the guardrails on. But it's funny because more and more I find that the essence, the real essence, which you just touched on, how one feels as an artist inside and what you want to convey. A lot of that is being lost in the noise almost, no pun intended, in the shuffle of things. Isn't it wild?
I see what you did there. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel that people are not true to themselves? They're more like you have to sort of pander to those folks that, because you want an audience. So how important is it? And then it begs the question for you to have a real audience based on what they want to hear, or do you give a shit even if two people like what I listen to? I mean, in your case, a lot of people love your music.
Thank you.
But I'm just saying that is it. It sounds to me like, and I'll give you obviously a chance to answer.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like I don't give a shit in a way. Like how many people, as long as I'm affecting one person and they can relate to what I'm going through, and it's helping that one person kind of channel their anger also, then I fucking did my job at the end of the day. Or how do you feel about it?
I try to be, I try to be understanding about it. I try to think of it as like every artist has their own style of doing things, and if they don't thrive on that open honesty and confrontational vibes, like I do, right? Maybe that's just what works for them, and maybe there is a certain group of people out there who vibe with that, because not everything's got to be real, not everything's got to be 100% like a full-on aggressive confront. That way. So I mean, I might not have respect for it, but I do get why people do it.
Yeah, because a lot of times it just feels good, I think, for a lot of people to have people in your camp that like your stuff. Because maybe it's such as the message. Sometimes it's just being able to harmonize whatever sound they have going.
Correct.
And it feels like a feel good kind of song. And that also puts money in their pocket right away.
I mean, that helps, I mean, money always helps.
Money helps. Okay, so do you think being in Singapore, obviously from Singapore, and there's an openness to mixing styles given the central diversity there. Did that have any influence on you?
Honestly, no. When I was in Singapore, I was pretty much, Singapore touts itself as a multiracial society with, racial harmony and all that jazz, but it's simply not true. There is a lot of latent racism. There is a lot of, I forgot the word for it, but it's it's like almost like a structural kind of racism in society.
Yeah, systemic racism.
That's the word I was looking for. Systemic racism, and it's just not reported out in the papers. They don't even talk about it because it's one of those places where you don't talk about stuff. We sweep everything under the rug and say it's fine. We got a multi-faceted society. We're good. We don't need any opinions. We don't need any more conversation about this topic. And it's not until I came to the States, ironically, as a refugee, that I actually learned to be more diverse and open to different styles of music. The different musics from different culture. So that. A lot of this is an American thing. And if anything, Singapore just made me have more of a tunnel vision, and I felt really closed off from what the real representation of the world was. Yeah.
Oh wow, what a shame, huh? But I'm glad you're here.
It's the Truman Show right there, dude. So it's all it's all glitz and glam for the cameras, and underneath it all, it's really just a pile of steaming bullshit, dude.
Right. So Warren's just, for some of you youngsters, he's referencing to the Truman Show, which was a show that was constructed around, well, go watch it, but it's constructed around one person that made everything look cookie cutter and all American, and like everything was perfectly smooth in the movie, for this one individual named Jim Carrey. You guys get a chance, watch that. And it's true, a lot of people, they glamour things up, they fix things, everything is sugar coated,
correct,
to look a certain way, so for the papers, so that, because at the end of the day, you want people to come to Singapore, you don't want people to stay away from it. So that's really what a lot of that's about. And then under the belly, right, there's an underbelly of the reality, the real McCoy, what people are really up to, and it's probably what it sounds to me like. There's a lot of dirty shit going on.
There's a lot of hush, you know.
It's not surfaced.
Exactly, and if you talk about it, you get thrown into jail.
Wow.
Well, I got threatened to get. They threatened to commit me in a mental institute.
Wow.
So
sounds like a lot of malarkey for me.
Yeah.
You say you've designed most of the. So hats off to you. Dracula's visuals, and
thank you.
How does your graphic design process compare to your songwriting process?
Graphic design's a lot more fun because it's not my main bread and butter, so to speak, right?
Sure.
So I could have a little bit more fun with that. I could sit down with a blank canvas and be like, let's see what strikes me today.
Sure.
But with music, it's more like there's always like a set intention. There's a focus. It's usually something that I've been obsessing with, and almost like an earworm in my head for sometimes like up to 3 months or 3 or 4 months, and before I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna commit that to paper. I'm gonna open up the computer, write some things.
It's like a nagging sound that stays in till you bring it to life.
Correct.
Do you see yourself one day, perhaps, is it fathomable to see yourself directing full-fledged music videos or even films as an extension of this creative exploration?
Absolutely, dude. So we've been making content for a couple of months now, and I've been really getting into it. I never figured myself much of a film guy before this, and I was always just like a pure like music audio dude, and it was just like a daunting task to me to be like planning videos and like coming up with themes for them and all that stuff. But I mean, I've pretty much taken to it, and I'm honestly, I'm in the flow, having a great time right now. So I would absolutely love to direct stuff, music videos, feature films, and sky's the limit.
Right, sky is the limit. The daunting task of it, do you think it comes from not having enough time, or just not knowing that what you're going to produce like maybe might not be to your liking, perhaps, or not, or what do you think the daunting?
Nothing I produce is ever going to be my liking, bro. I mean, let's just be like straight about that.
We're our worst critics, that's for sure.
Yeah. But definitely it's going to be an issue of the time, because time consuming. Time's a huge umbrella, right? And really what's underneath it all, it's like planning, logistics, the behind the scenes stuff, like what we struggled with, it's a lot of like the logistics of it. Yeah.
What do you think of like TikTok with all these new platforms and new ways to kind of relay your information out there?
I love it, bro. I mean, TikTok. I mean,
short form creators.
I Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever. I love it. I'm absolutely 100% here for it. I feel like anyone that doesn't embrace it or doesn't want to embrace it, I mean, you're just you're setting yourself back, right? But if I had a complaint, bro, too much censorship, bro, like way too much censorship. I mean, I am in some cases I'm literally diluting my my videos and the meanings behind them, because they would get flagged.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's also, being from Singapore, it's also about being smart. It's also about knowing how to speak double talk.
Sure,
Right? Double talk.
Entendre.
That's important because when you're dealing with a dictatorship government, it's
That's smart. That's so true.
Yeah.
So you're kind of good at this already. I mean, you
I do my best.
now. Hey Warren. Now, do you consider yourself much like Alice Cooper, like a shock rocker? You know, you have Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
You know, Alice Cooper,
Yeah.
and these characters who you have that shock value in their music, but yours comes from a place of it's purposely done because you feel like this at times, perhaps, right? I mean, or is some of it showmanship? And I am not trying to.
No, that's a fair, bro. That's such a fair question,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna answer it. Bands like Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson, to me, they're a bit more theatrical.
So
It's a lot. There's a bit more of like planned theatrics, choreographed moves and stuff. For me, well, I it's not that I don't want to. I just haven't got to that level where I'm thinking about such logistics and planning like a grand show in terms of like a festival or whatever. But for me, it's a lot about being in that moment, channeling what I truly do feel, the magic in that moment, and if it's there, it's there. If it's not there, I don't want to force it. I don't want to be like.
Nothing's contrived and
I try, yeah. I mean, not that I don't think about stuff, but I do. But it's a lot of it goes with the moment where I read the vibes of the crowd. You know, where I'm on stage, where if for example, if my drummer or bassist isn't feeling a certain way, I might not push that style of performance onto them because they might not be feeling. They might just be sick for the day, ill.
Yeah, so you have to fill out the crowd, know your crowd, and then also the feedback from your band members.
Yes, so it's constantly, for me, it's constantly about living in the moment and getting the feedback from people, whether it be the music or the audience.
I love it. How do you prepare for something like? How do you prepare yourself for a show? Their mantras? Do you even meditate? I mean, it almost sounds like a paradoxical, like you're going to meditate for a real heavy metal show, but no. I mean,
that's true. No, I do that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I do that. I sit down, I think about when I meditate about a show, I sit down, I think about the venue, I think about where the audience might be, potential
like headspace sort of.
Yeah
What if you don't mind my asking,
no,
how do you connect with your do you even connect with your audience members? I noticed you're playing to a sold out show. Like I saw a couple of videos, like wow, the amount of people that are moshing and stuff. But then, do you connect with these people after this?
Don't believe everything online, bro. I mean, those are the shows where it gets filled. But I've also played a million shows where there is literally no one in the crowd, and I'm just playing for the bartender or whoever that's just there. Okay. So
how do you connect with your audience? So do you connect with your fans?
I do.
Okay. Do you get DMs like every now and again, and do you chat with them and stuff? Are you interactive in that form or not?
I am.
That's cool.
And for those who interact with me, you know who you are. I love talking to my fans. DMing them.
That's cool, man.
Sharing personal stories, and sometimes just like asking about their day.
Yeah.
And they ask me about my day, and it's just one of those things that it's a part of the job, right?
Yeah, it's par for the course.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself at all probably in the next 2 years playing a sold out show at the SoFi? I mean, because you've been playing a lot of cool shows at different places, but where do you see yourself in 2 years? I know the question usually is 5 years, but let's say 2 years from now. I mean, because we are now at the point where like people it's a fast, never changing, fast paced society, you know, as we know. What do you see yourself in a couple years playing?
I want to do the Wilton or the Palladium.
Okay.
I want to say Hollywood Bowl, but that's a 5-year one. That's not a 2-year goal. I want to be everywhere, bro. Within the next 2 years, everywhere, dude. I want to be I want to go to New York. I want to go to Texas, Arizona. I want to be everywhere, dude. And I think that's achievable in 2 years. I think we can do the whole Cali next year.
I think so, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like, who do you want to collaborate with when the time comes? Because, you know, let's face it. Who would you like to open up for you? How about that? In a couple years.
Open for me. I have a couple of friend bands.
You want them to open up for you?
Yeah, I want them to open for me.
You're bringing them for the ride, huh?
Yeah. You know, in this community, a lot of it is bringing each other up. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, fights do happen, squabbles. You know, it does happen in between bands, organizers, whatever. But it's about lifting each other up. So you got your own crew. I mean, I've got my own crew, and I want to bring.
Gotta fight each other.
Yeah, started from the bottom. Now we're gonna.
Who do you want to open up for in 2 years?
Who do I want to open for?
What bands? Like Tool, maybe?
Tool, Nails.
Nails. Are they?
Yeah.
Are they kicking off a little tour?
I think they are at the moment. Yeah, they're having a live tour right now.
I got another one, Danzig.
I like Danzig. Yeah,
Danzig's great.
Yeah, Danzig's cool.
Danzig's the kind of guy that started with the Misfits in the 70s. The boy from Jersey, him and Jerry Only.
Yeah.
And then went on to do Sam Hain, which is even faster.
Right.
If you want the Misfits faster, you do Sam Hain. And then next thing you know, it's like turns into like this metal kind of / like metal punk. It kind of it sounds like a dark Elvis.
Right. Yeah. No, that's what it is. Yeah.
If you can liken yourself to an artist, what artist would it be in terms of your voice? Because you project, bro. You project.
Jesus,
your voice is awesome, dude. I mean,
thank you. I don't have a particular singer or vocalist that I aspire to, because I didn't start out singing. I started out playing the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, and
and you've been playing for how long now?
I've been playing for like 20 years.
And it shows. You guys, dude, Dracula, dude, DRQLA is unreal. Warren,
dude, thank you.
In the house, dude. I cannot stop singing your praises. Fantastic to have you here.
I'm blushing right now, bro. Thank you.
I got one last question for you, probably, so to let you go, because I kept you here for a very long time.
I'm having a good time, bro. I ain't complaining.
You've been here for a bit. Finally, bro, if someone was just to ask you, they're trying to freshly discover your band today, which track would you want them to start with, and why?
I'll say listen to the first single I put out called Whatever.
That was cool, man.
Why? Because it's gonna give you a real accurate info on what I'm about, what I want to say, and how direct I'm gonna be about that. So if you don't like it, that's gonna be your cue to step out right there and then. You don't need to listen to anything else. I don't think you're gonna like anything else.
It kind of stops you in your tracks.
So. Yeah. So that's pretty much the line right there. You know,
draw the line,
because the chorus goes "fuck you," right? Yeah. It's just "fuck you," right?
Yeah.
So if you don't like that, or if you don't resonate with that, that's the point of time where you could just tune out and out.
Yeah, that's it.
Full refund, no questions asked.
It's beautiful, guys. Once again, Mr. Warren. How do you?
Thank you.
Social media handles. Where can they find you?
So I try to keep it even. DRQLA all across, Dracula. So Instagram, it's going to be drqla.jpg, YouTube, drqla.mp4, TikTok, drqla.talk.
Oh, this guy's a powerhouse. Special thanks to our good friend Amanda Joy Marshall for making this happen.
Thank you, Amanda.
It's a possibility. Thank you for sending our dear friend Warren. We got to hang out. This guy's got stories for you.
Cool.
It was rock and roll, man. Right? We're barreling down. We're doing 150.
This guy.
Guys, if it doesn't rock, it doesn't roll. Guys, thank you so much. Hello and goodbye until we meet again. That's my show.